There's so many things I have to keep within myself, and which become a friction in our home at a particular time. So we thank God for God's grace, and thank God for prayers and ability to always reflect on how the month has been. Hi family.
Yes, you are welcome again to the 2026 edition of Why Waiting with Titilayo and Ajao. And this is the first episode of the 2026 edition. We want to welcome everybody. For this first episode, we are going to be looking at things that cause tension or friction in the home.
Okay, by definition, I'll say friction is a force. A force that does not allow a movement, that is opposite to a movement. So a force. So, and we can also say friction is conflict.
Okay, yes.
Conflicts. Yeah. What are those things? It's not about fighting alone. There are some things that trigger the fights in the home.
That's like a tension in the home that can bring about nervousness, like making either
like
of the spouse to be
war against
a war. Yes. Number one today is the place of finance. Yeah, finance is one of the things that we have seen that that causes conflict in the home, and it's money matters. Some people have said that some men, they believe that it is money that women know. In the Yoruba word, they use the word owolobirimo. This is one of the major conflicts in the home, the place of finance. Now, why should finance be an issue, basically in the home?
When you talk about finance, it's one of the things that helps to, when you plan, you need something to exhibit the plan.
Yes.
So if finance is not lacking, and either of the spouse has a budget already, has a plan, maybe child school fees, house rent, NEPA bill, and there is no provisions of the money to settle the bills.
There will be friction.
There will be friction. There will be war.
Last week, I was just going by a street, and I heard an argument between a couple, and this woman was like complaining. How much do you even live for me as an upkeep? So when you're going this morning, you gave me 1,000 naira for feeding, and then who did I spend 700 naira on? Is it not on your child? And I begin to now imagine this is a serious conflict. And the man in response now say, why are you complaining? If you want to hit the fruit of your labor, you should not complain that way. A woman who wants to hit, and the bottom line is finance. And that is the money matter. Because the man didn't put enough. And to be frank, what would 1,000 naira really do in this kind of economy? For a woman and a child. And the man will be coming back home late at night. And that's a serious matter.
Not to give a room for this kind of friction, finance, both of the spouse must, number one, know the incomes of the family.
Good.
So when you know the income, look, this is what is coming in for us.
That's right.
And prepare a budget that is not on something that is not visible.
Okay.
So that's one of the things.
There should be financial transparency in the home. The husband knows, or the wife is aware at least what the husband's take home is. And if it's the wife that is also doing some things, the husband should also be aware that this is the way my wife can also support financially.
Yeah, but both of them should have something doing.
Yes.
In a home, both of them. It's not only for the man.
Yes.
Both of them has to rub hands in hands. Because I don't know why we give a woman 1,000
naira
with this current
with
economy,
with
a child. And both of them must be transparent. Just like what my husband said.
That's right.
Both of them must be transparent so that they will make budgets and have a savings. So that save finance being the problem in the home.
That's right. And then also there should be trust matter, and then you should be able to give your best.
Yeah.
That's it. Give your best. And also spouses should be able to complement one another, support one another. If you know that the income that is coming from the husband is not so much, then as a correct woman, you also find something that is also good and legitimate that you can also do. It could be a trade that you've learned. It could be, it could be a craft. It could be that you pick up, a salary work if that's, if it's permitted. Maybe you have raised your children or thereabout, or you're still raising them. Just do something very good that we can complement one another on. That even if the man does not have so much enough, you have what you can also support with, and financial will not be an issue.
Alright, I just want to add something to that both of you should know that there is no amount of money that is going to be enough.
That's
because
right.
day by day things begin to become expensive.
Yeah.
So either both of them should know how to manage resources. And when you don't have, let us know that you don't have.
Yes, that's right.
So let us let your wife know that you don't have. Let your husband know that you don't have. And both of you depend most on God.
That's right. As a wife, when you have, also let your husband know that you have, at least so that he can have a peace of mind. Because this friction also can be like the man running etasketa to just make ends meet, to be able to give money in the house. Whereas we have seen the cases where the woman is getting money, maybe he's doing some short-time job, short-time work, and there's something is coming in, but always want the man to be the one to shall give the money in the house. And there can be, transfer of aggression. In the course of looking for money outside and get back home, the outside was not smiling, and getting back home, you can just transfer aggression, all because it is money matter. And so this should not be, in the home. All right.
Don't forget what I said. Friction is. Friction has to do with force.
Yeah.
The enmity against the home.
Movement.
Yes, against the home. The movement. When both of you are supposed to go in one direction, but the other is, when you rub your palms together.
Yeah.
And as time goes on and there is no something lubricating it,
yes,
it gets odd.
Yes,
it gets odd, and then the hands look so rough. Things that makes marriage rough. Things that make home not being a environment for both of them to be able to have peace that God really intends.
That's right.
So we talk about finance earlier. The place of attention is something also that causes friction in the home.
Okay, now looking at this aspect of attention, there have been scenarios where now a woman might have issues to really discuss with the husband. Okay, possibly the husband has gone out his money, and then of course to make all ends meet, and then the woman has been battling with so many things. It could be menstrual cycle, it could be the issue of maybe the children, raising up the children, it could be maybe a friend who insulted her, or a family member who does something, or a particular burden in her heart.
Yes, that she wants
to share. But when the man comes back, in fact, it is just like from work, and then the next thing is my food, or just put on the television and just switch to maybe football or one film and the likes, and that's what he'll be so glued to that. Nobody disturbs him, from that. Or even go to the library, like he wants to go and read, or even prayer. Yeah, prayer is fine. Like I'm busy now, I'm praying, and then you don't have the time. That can bring friction in the home. That what the woman wants to share does not have that attention to share it with, and that is one aspect that it can bring friction in the home. The woman can start reacting based on those things that she has bottled in, and there is no avenue to share it. So attention is very, very important. The woman also should be able to give attention to the man. See, this attention matter is not only limited to maybe the man giving attention. Yeah. There's something the man also wants to share, possibly from the place of work. And then let's rub mind together. Attention, women need attention. That one is very, very basic.
I would say that as much as women need attention, men also need attention. Because when the attention is lacking, there's going to be loneliness.
Loneliness.
And
yes.
Some people are in marriage and then they are lonely. Yes, there's going to be loneliness because attention is lacking. And attention is be attentive.
Yes.
It's being
ability
attentive.
To listen.
Yes, ability to listen. There are some people that they will say, okay, I'm listening to you while they are playing with their phone. I'm all yours, and you're not giving a communication. There's no eye to eye, no friction. And that's one of the things that could shorten a man or a woman out of the home. And I say, if I really want to talk to my husband will say, I'm here, why he's busy with something else, or I want to do something. Okay, sorry, 1 minute, and before you know it, the things is off.
And then they now get distracted by other people, possibly outside, who have their time. Say, come on, give me a gist. And a lot of people.
So I want to start a scenario about this. I think early in our marriage, and there was a particular time my husband loves to the sign. Some of us, we see some of our, what's it called? Is the sign online. Right. So he designed a lot, and that takes not 1 hour, not 2 hours, because has to do with creativity. Yeah. So sometimes when I return back from work, he's doing his job, and when I return back from work, I expected that, okay, how's today? How's everything? Like, so geez, now normal now. But I found out that my husband will be on the system. After creating 2 minutes, I say, I'm with you. And so there's so many things I have to keep it within myself, and which become a friction in our home at a particular time. So it's thank God for God's grace, and thank God for prayers and the ability to always reflect on how the month has been, on how our marriage has been. So we always reflect. So we now have to sit down and ask ourselves, okay, what are those things at the time of our reflecting days? Yeah. So we now ask ourselves, and I say, okay, and do you know that you're giving more attention to your system and to your graphic design and everything like that? And he also said something like, do you know that once you return back from school, you are with either your lesson notes. If you are not with your lesson notes, you are with your phone. And I was like, Shibi, we always talk now, but it's not about we always talk. Attention is maximum concentration. But sometimes I'll be on my phone out there, I'm listening to you. That's not attention. On a parade ground, when they say artist, attention is standing.
Yes, you are giving
all for your focus, your all
yes.
to hit. So that's when we learn that this thing is creating loneliness. And when loneliness setting into a home, both spouses they will lose the place of communication.
That's right.
They will lose the place of that peace, and friction will set in. It's big like one begins to dislike another, other begins to distrust others, like that. So
wow, that's a very, very sensitive matter, this aspect of attention. And then I will say this, that if attention is not given place for, then there will be distraction.
Yes, sir.
There will be distraction. And then once distraction starts setting into your marriage, then of course destruction is not far away, because the person you are not giving attention to, that person needs attention, and then somebody else outside is giving that attention.
Yes, because no matter if there's no attention between you and your spouse, right. Something is getting your attention somewhere else.
Right. That's
there is no how. Tell me, I love my spouse, and you're not giving attention. Something is creating your attention, and that thing becomes the love of your heart that you cannot do it. The same thing applies to God. When you give your attention to mundane things every day, there will be gap between you and God. There is no how.
That's going to cause loneliness.
Yes, sir.
And on the long run, it can just crash that marriage. So there are so many people today, they are together in their marriage, but they are not together. Yeah. In fact, they are just two different people, entirely. They are not bonded together because there is no attention.
And if it's not being discussed, just like what I said, that we have to take the time to sit down and reflect on how our marriage is, how it's been the months, and all those things that we used to do.
And I remember, I remember a point that then when I was in my office, when I was in my office, I just made a how will I put it now? A resolution that okay, my wife is going to work maybe by 7 or thereabout. I will also resume. I will resume in our office maybe at 7 or at 8. So once it is 2 that I know she will close, I'm also cleaning up. I'm also rounding up. Once I hear a sound in the compound, I close for the day. I just go into the house with her. So to just create that attention, we can be in the kitchen together. Attention is not only giving. Maybe when you're just in the bed and just conversing. It could be that you're in the kitchen. You are doing some chores together. We are going to talk about chores later. So you are doing some things together, and then you are talking, you are gisting, and then that's an attention too. So and the person is giving you a report of the day. You are sending back. So these are things which which can help our home, that we can do to really sever the aspect of the friction in our home.
All right, family, so we meet again next week. Please be intentional, because
the best is still in you. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye.